विनय शर्मा जी यहाँ के सेक्रेटरी है लक्ष्मी नारायण मंदिर के। आपको नमस्कार।
नमस्ते जी, नमस्ते सोनिया एंड संजा टीवी देखने वाले सारे दर्शकों को मेरी तरफ से नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल एंड आदाब।
शुक्रिया। आप बताएं हम हमारे दर्शकों को यहाँ पर जो प्रोग्राम हो रहा है आज उसके बारे में बताओ।
जी, आज जो है दैट इज़ ऑनरिंग सम्मानित करने जा रहे हैं हम चंद्रा आर्या, जो कि मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट हैं फ्रॉम नेपियन ओंटारियो से। चंद्रा आर्या जी ने क्या ऐसा किया है जिसके लिए उन्हें हम सम्मानित करने जा रहे हैं, विच इज़ ही हैज़ उन्होंने पास किया है नवंबर एज ए मंथ ऑफ हिंदू हेरिटेज मंथ इन कनाडा पार्लियामेंट। तो हर साल नवंबर का मंथ है जो डेडिकेट होगा हिंदू हेरिटेज मंथ, द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ कैनेडियन हिंदूज टुवर्ड्स कैनेडियन, उसके लिए। तो बहुत नंबर बड़े हैं हिंदूज़ के कनाडा में, लगभग मिलियन के करीब ऑल ओवर कनाडा में हिंदूज़ रहते हैं और बहुत कंट्रीब्यूशन करते हैं कनाडा को। और कनाडा और इंडिया के रिलेशंस बहुत अच्छे हैं, और इसके साथ साथ हम भारतीय भाषाओं को, भारतीय कल्चर को, भारतीय रिलीजन को कनाडा में बढ़ाने के लिए जो योगदान दिया गया है, इसके साथ कनाडा के लिए योगदान दिया है, उसके लिए हिंदूज़ को सम्मानित करने के लिए, उनको रिकॉग्नाइज करने के लिए नवंबर को हिंदू हेरिटेज मंथ बनाया गया है। इसलिए आज चंद्रा आर्या जी और उनकी वाइफ संगीता आर्या दोनों मंदिर में आए हैं और उनका बहुत सी सोसाइटीज़ मिलकर सम्मान कर रहे हैं।
वेरी नाइस। जब आपने बात की है कि कंट्रीब्यूशंस हिंदू कम्युनिटी के, आप भी यहाँ की जो कम्युनिटी है उनके लिए आप बहुत कंट्रीब्यूशंस करते हैं, और कंट्रीब्यूशंस कैसे करते हैं जो हिंदू कम्युनिटी है?
जी, देखिए ऐसा है कि जब हम इंडिया से कनाडा आ गए हैं तो सबसे पहले तो हम कनाडा के सिटीजन हैं, और एज ए कैनेडियन सिटीजन इट इज़ आवर ड्यूटी टू कंट्रीब्यूट टुवर्ड्स कनाडा। तो चाहे वो हम बिजनेस करते हैं, उसको ऐसा बिजनेस है कि हम कनाडा को योगदान दें, कनाडा के लोगों को जॉब्स दें और कनाडा के लोगों को चीज़ें सप्लाई करें। और इसके साथ साथ कनाडा का जो डाइवर्स कल्चर है, इसका डाइवर्स फैब्रिक है, उसको और रिच करने के लिए, क्योंकि कनाडा विभिन्नता में एकता, यूनाइटी इन डाइवर्सिटी का नाम है। तो जो हिंदूज़ हैं दे आर वेरी पीस लविंग कम्युनिटी। और आपको जानकर बड़ी खुशी होगी, हैरानी भी शायद होगी कि सरी के जो पुलिस चीफ हैं उन्होंने ये स्टेटमेंट दी थी कि जो क्राइम है लोअर मेनलैंड में, उसमें हिंदू फैमिलीज़ या हिंदू बच्चों की इन्वॉल्वमेंट 0.01 है, बहुत कम है। तो विच इज़ ए बिग थिंग कि हिंदूज़ जो हैं अपने बच्चों को यहाँ अपने कल्चर के साथ जोड़ के रखते हैं, धर्म के साथ जोड़ के रखते हैं। उसी के साथ साथ उनको ये भी सिखाते हैं कि दूसरे लोगों से प्यार करो, झगड़ा नहीं करो और डायलॉग से बातचीत सॉल्व करो। और ये एक अच्छी कंट्रीब्यूशन है, इससे देश स्ट्रांग होता है और उनके मन में वो देश के प्रति सेवा करने का भाव भी भरते हैं कि जब बच्चे जो कैनेडियन बॉर्न हैं वो कनाडा के प्रति अपना फ़र्ज़ पूरा करें, अपनी ड्यूटीज़ पूरी करें।
बहुत अच्छा, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
थैंक यू जी, थैंक यू संजय जी।
नमस्ते।
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम रवि सीरू है, ये आराधना जी हैं। हम दोनों कनेडियन हिंदू फाउंडेशन से हैं और हम दोनों ही आर्या जी का यहाँ पर उनको उनकी कंट्रीब्यूशन की वजह से एडमायर करने के लिए और सपोर्ट करने के लिए यहाँ हैं।
और आप बताओ, हिंदू हेरिटेज मंथ महीना आपको कैसा लगता है, रिकग्निशन?
दिस इज़ ऑसम। और चंद्रा जी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि उन्होंने ये कदम उठाया और ये एक मंथ डिक्लेयर हुआ है, महीना अब। सो नवंबर इज़ यूजुअली लॉट ऑफ फेस्टिवल्स, हमारे बहुत फेस्टिवल्स होते हैं, तो ये बहुत अच्छी बात है। फीलिंग प्राउड कैनेडियन हिंदू, सो फीलिंग लाइक दैट, और अच्छा लग रहा है कि वी आर पार्ट ऑफ द होल कैनेडियन इकोसिस्टम नाउ।
It's about time. There's a big population here.
Yes, yeah, we are like more than 400,000.
We overall in Canada we are about 1 million South Asians, and Hindus are more than 52%. It's time that somebody gave us a reason to come forward and claim our heritage. So
I agree with you. So if you want to say something to our viewers, you can say something right to that camera.
सबको नमस्ते हमारी तरफ से, और चंद्रा जी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, उन्होंने ये हमारे लिए काम किया। थैंक यू,
धन्यवाद।
हमारे साथ समीर गर्चा जी, नमस्ते।
नमस्कार जी, मेरा पूरा नाम समीर गर्चा है और मैं भारतीय कला और साहित्य परिषद का सचिव होने के नाते यहाँ आया हूँ। मैं अपने और अपनी पूरी कम्युनिटी की ओर से बहुत आभार प्रकट करना चाहता हूँ श्री चंद्र आर्य जी का, जिन्होंने ये बहुत बढ़िया और अच्छा कदम उठाया है हमारी देश की जनता के लिए और कैनेडियन हिंदूज़ के लिए। इट इज़ एन ऑनर टू वेलकम हिम एंड लिसन टू हिम एंड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ द सोसाइटी। थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू सो मच। ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਵਿਊਅਰਸ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਆ ਅਵਤਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਵਿਰਦੀ ਜੀ, ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ, ਨਮਸਤੇ, ਨਮਸਕਾਰ, ਆਦਾਬ। ਅੱਜ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਲਈ?
जी देखो सोनिया जी, ਕੋਈ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਐਸਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਰ ਮਾਈਨੋਰਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਰਿਸਪੈਕਟ ਦੇ ਰਿਹਾ। ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੈਰੀਟੇਜ ਮੰਥ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਫਿਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਧਰਮ ਜੋ ਫੈਸਟੀਵਲ ਨੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਦਿਵਾਲੀ ਦੁਸ਼ਹਿਰਾ ਕਰੀਬ ਨਵੰਬਰ ਅਕਤੂਬਰ 'ਚ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿੰਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਰੌਣਕ ਲਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਸ ਨਾਲ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਵਾਈਬ੍ਰੈਂਟ ਕਲਚਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਾਈਡ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਤੇ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਰੈਕਗਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਜੋ ਨਵੰਬਰ ਦਾ ਮੰਥ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਹੈਰੀਟੇਜ ਮੰਥ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਐਮਪੀ ਚੰਦਰ ਆਰਿਆ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਲਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਇੰਡੀਅਨਸ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੁਬਾਰਕਬਾਦ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਫੈਸਟੀਵਲ ਦੇਖੋ ਸੋਨੀਆ ਜੀ ਕਿਉਂ ਮਨਾਏ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੇ 1 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਫੈਸਟੀਵਲ ਆਇਆ ਅਗਲਾ ਫੇਰ ਆ ਗਿਆ, ਅਗਲਾ ਫੇਰ ਆ ਗਿਆ, ਲਾਈਫ ਬਿਕਮਸ ਐਕਸਾਈਟਿੰਗ ਯੂ ਨੋ। ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਰਦੀਆਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਹੈਲੋਵੀਨ ਆ ਗਈ, ਫਿਰ ਕ੍ਰਿਸਮਸ ਆ ਗਈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਹਰ ਮੰਥ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਲਚਰ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਈਬ੍ਰੇਟ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਵਾਈਬ੍ਰੈਂਟ। ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ, ਐਮਪੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ, ਤੇ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸਭ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਮੁਬਾਰਕਾਂ ਜੀ।
ਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਇਟ ਡਸਨਟ ਮੈਟਰ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਸਿੱਖ ਕ੍ਰਿਸਚੀਅਨ ਡਸਨਟ ਮੈਟਰ, ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੈਲੀਬ੍ਰੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ। ਤਾਂ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਹੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਆ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸੈਲੀਬ੍ਰੇਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। ਐਬਸੋਲੂਟਲੀ
ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਵਿਆਹ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਗਨ ਦਾ ਟੋਕਰਾ ਦੇਈਦਾ ਨਾ, ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਫਾਲੋ ਚ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਈਦੇ ਆ। ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ ਵੀ ਰੀਅਲੀ relish its culture and we are very grateful and feel lucky that we are in this country and we are citizens of this country. Thank you very much everybody, thank you government and thank you the minister, we are going to honor him today.
अनिल कुमार जी नमस्ते, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
Namaskar everyone, my name is Anil Kumar. I'm a member of India Cultural Association. तो कनाडा में इंडियन डायस्पोरा को लेके कुछ भी इवेंट होता है, कुछ भी डेवलपमेंट होती है, it should make us all Indians proud. I would and on this occasion I would specifically like to thank Mr. Chandra Arya MP, जिनकी वजह से, जिनके एफर्ट्स की वजह से, जिनके काम की वजह से नवंबर मंथ जो है वो हिंदू हेरिटेज मंथ डिक्लेयर हुआ है कनाडा में। इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ प्राइड फॉर ऑल इंडियंस, ऑल हिंदूज एंड एवरीवन ऑफ इंडियन डायस्पोरा। थैंक यू।
हमारे साथ सपाली जी हैं। सपाली जी नमस्ते।
नमस्ते।
और आप बताओ आप कहाँ से हैं, आपको कैसा आज का प्रोग्राम कैसा लगता है?
मैं इंडिया से हूँ, इंडिया पंजाब से, और मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है यहाँ आके भी। और चंद्रा जी ने जो किया है हमारी कम्युनिटी के लिए ये आउटस्टैंडिंग है। नवंबर का मंथ जो उन्होंने हेरिटेज डिक्लेयर किया है, दिस इज़ कम्प्लीटली आउटस्टैंडिंग फॉर हिंदू फैमिलीज़।
इट्स अबाउट टाइम, यहाँ पे कम्युनिटी बहुत ही है हिंदू कम्युनिटी, और इट्स अबाउट टाइम वी हैव रिकग्निशन। आप पंजाब से कब आए?
मैं पंजाब से 3 years पहले। या
And it feels like India here too.
या
Alright, जो हमारे व्यूअर्स हैं उनको एक फाइनल मैसेज।
मैं भी उसको ये फाइनल मैसेज दूंगी पहले तो कि कनाडा तो वैसे ही बहुत खूबसूरत है, बीसी से सबसे ज़्यादा तो खूबसूरती कहीं भी नहीं है। और यहाँ जो हमारी कम्युनिटी में एक दूसरे से जो प्यार है, जो एकता है, वो मतलब कि दिखने में बनती है। हम जो फेस्टिवल्स हैं वो बहुत इंजॉय करते हैं, हर प्रोग्राम बहुत अच्छे से मनाते हैं। और स्पेशल थैंक्स फॉर चंद्रा जी जो उन्होंने सब कुछ ये किया है हमारे लिए। थैंक यू सो मच, सांझा टीवी ऑल्सो।
थैंक यू वेरी मच। थैंक यू। अब हम बात करेंगे पुरुषोत्तम बोयल जी के साथ। पुरुषोत्तम बोयल जी नमस्ते।
नमस्कार जी। नमस्कार।
आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे आज के प्रोग्राम बारे?
We welcome Chandra Arya ji, and he has been an instrumental to get recognition of contribution of Hindu community in Canada. Though the overall Indo-Canadian community has been very aggressive in their gestures in the contribution, but I would not shy away to say that Hindu community particularly had been kept in the backbenching, and which is sometime you feel like you are part of the community, but due exposure is not being given. That's the reality of it. And with the Hindu Heritage Month, it has highlighted the contribution of our community, and which is a welcome sign. And also it gives the inspiration to all people within the Hindu community to come forward and do more work aggressively, because when somebody is appreciated, somebody is recognized, that's a natural that the potential comes more. And the number has increased to 830,000 or so, which is more than close to 2.3% of the population. that itself is a good number. And I think I would say that it's a good recognition and inspirational for all community. And we welcome Chandra Arya ji, who has been instrumental, and we love to back him up all the way, wherever, whenever he wants it.
Very well said. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are talking to Rasika Acharya. I love your name. It's beautiful. And you look beautiful. And you're celebrating today. Tell us about that.
Thank you. So, Honorable MP Chandra Arya is visiting us. He's the first one who's actually thought of the Hindu Heritage Month, which is an important thing. It's going to be perpetual, meaning every year. It's going to be November, is going to be celebrated as Hindu Heritage Camp. I'm representing the management committee. I'm a council member as well as a professional in Canada. And I found out yesterday some special ties. His wife is from the same place that I was born. So that's amazing. Yeah. So it's really a pleasure to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hanji, welcome to all of you. Please have a seat so we can get started. Our President Steve is on the way, so he will come and sit beside me. On the behalf of board members, council members of Vedic Hindu Culture Society, once again I welcome all of you. There are people from different organizations here, media outlets, and some individuals from different businesses. So let's have a big round of applause for all of you. Let me introduce our chief guest today, the guest of honor. It's Honorable Chandra Arya ji, Member of Parliament from Nepean, Ontario. Along with him, we have his beautiful wife, Sangeeta Arya ji. Why we are here today, I think all of you know, but still I will go over. And we are here to do a roundtable and honor Arya Chandra ji for his contributions to Canada and to Canadian Hindus also. As all of you know, we are over 830,000 people, Hindu Canadians living in Canada. This is according to stats of Canada, but I guess there are a lot of people those have not in the stats also. So it means we are over 1 million Canadian Hindus in Canada. And we have made a lot of contributions to Canada. Hindu community started coming to Canada around 100 years ago. The community has people who migrated from India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, South East Asia, and even Africa. All this information I have got from HSS website. Thank you, HSS. According to Stats Canada, as reported in 2021, census Hindu rose from 1.0% to 2.03%, close to 830,000 people of total Canadian population from 2001 to 2021. Hindus now comprise 4.1% population of Ontario. Talking about Arya ji has been a vocal critic of hate crime incidents targeting Indians and has strongly criticized instances of vandalism at Hindu temples as well as the decoration of Mahatma Gandhi statue in the country. From building institutions to being philanthropists, Hindu Canadians have excited in all services and sectors and in all walks of life. Arya ji has also moved the motion in Parliament to get November declared at Hindu Heritage Month. So now on every month, every year, the month of November will be declared and will be celebrated and recognized as Hindu Heritage Month in Canada. This is a big accomplishment, and this is a big accomplishment because of the contribution of Canadian Hindus. All of you has contributed so much to Canada, as I think this is in our DNA, this is in our blood. Wherever we go, we give back to the community. Hindus are known to be patriotic and Hindus are known to be peaceful. So we have bring those values with us to Canada. All of us, we know we are a peaceful community and we are a hardworking community. And because of these two very good habits, we have given back a lot of things to Canada. Though we do not have so many people in politics, so many leaders in politics, I would say, but in many other sectors, you can see Hindu Canadians' names are very prominent and they're on the top. So we'll discuss all about that also today. But once again, I want to take this opportunity and welcome Honorable Chandra Arya ji to Sari Mandir. Let's have a big round. Quickly, you guys can introduce yourself, but one person from one society. For example, we have our seniors group here. So one person from seniors group will introduce themselves, and then we'll quickly go around. As Honorable Arya Chandra ji has other commitments after this, and we have snacks, tea, coffee, juice, samosas at the back. Please help yourself whenever needed, and we'll go from there. We can get started from this side, and then we'll come back quickly here. So as I said, if we have 5 people from the same organization, just one person should introduce others. And if you want to say or make any comment, please make it. And at the end, I know some of the organizations, they also have brought their plaques or some sort of appreciation. You are more than welcome to do that. At the end, we'll do the appreciation right there, and then we'll have a picture. So let's get started. So Stiji is here, so I will wait. Stiji, aajo. Stiji is a big business person in community, all of you know. He has so many businesses. Still, he has a lot of time for temple. So that is what he always tries to contribute, and he's here today. Aajo, Stiji. So we'll start from Stiji. So I request Stiji to welcome the guest.
हाँ जी, इस तरह है कि आप सारे हिंदी पंजाबी सारे बोल देंगे मेरा क्या अच्छा मैं कह रहा देखो जी बहुत सानू बड़ी खुशी हुंदी है कि बई आर्या जी ने अपना बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब मेहनत करके ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਇਹਦਾ ਫੰਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਹੈਰੀਟੇਜ ਮੰਥ ਮਨਾਉਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਸੇਵ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਆ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਬੜਾ ਹਾਰਡ ਕੰਮ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਰਿਕੋਗਨਾਈਜ਼ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਈ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੋਇਆ ਜੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਨਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੀ ਦੇਖੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਵਿਨੇ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੀ ਬਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ MP ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਉੱਚਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਜੀ ਸਾਰਾ ਦਾ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੋਸਟ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ ਆ ਔਰ ਐਫਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਦੇਖੋ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੱਢਣਾ ਇਟਸ ਨੋਟ ਈਜ਼ੀ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਲ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਅੱਧਾ ਘੰਟਾ ਪੇ ਵੀ ਲੇਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਇਹ ਟਰਾਂਟੋ ਆਟੋ ਤੋਂ ਚੱਲ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਜੀ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੋਸਟ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੋਰਡ ਔਰ ਕੌਂਸਲ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਜੀ
We will go right to left. Let's get started. Hanji. Hanji.
बिना माइक
Hanji.
So my name is Shubha Chaudhary. First of all, I would like to welcome to everyone. Thank you, Chandra ji. आपकी इंस्पिरेशनल स्टोरी सुनी आज मैंने. It was so inspired for me. And thank you, Sangeeta ji, as well, because she is the backbone for you. She always support you. That's why you are here. And it's a really good thing that you have elected like 3 times in 2015, 2019, and 2021. And may God bless you. And I want कि आप आगे भी elect करते रहें और हम लोगों को teach करते रहें. Thank you so much.
My name is Avinash Chandra. I've been board members in Lakshmi Rai Mandirs. Welcome for you. You're coming down here for us and stand for the community.
Thank you.
I'm Sonia West with Sanjha TV. I just want to say Chandra Arya ji and your beautiful wife, welcome. And I don't have a question, but I have a comment. It's about time that the Hindu community is recognized because I have a lot of friends in the Hindu community and I'm very proud for you and here to celebrate it as well. So congratulations on what you do.
Thank you.
Welcome, Honorable MP and Mrs. Arya. Yeah, like everyone, I would like to thank you to bring it like to masses that in Indian diaspora we have a Hindu community as well who is equally contributing to the economy and the development of Canada. So thank you for that. My name is Anil Kumar. Thanks everyone for coming.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sameer Garcha and I represent Bharatiya Kala and Sahitya Parishad in BC. I would heartily like to thank you for the initiative you've taken for our community, and I welcome you here in BC, and I hope this is a big stepping stone for our community to move forward. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Anshla Kaur and I belong to Kalakar Junction Foundation, which is an agriculture organization. On behalf of, I think everyone here, we are thankful to you for representing our community so well. Thank you so much.
My name is Sapali. So we all welcome you, Mr. and Mrs. Arya. So really ये तो कहते proud moment तो हमारे लिए इतना ज़्यादा है कि हिंदुज़म का जो नाम है आपने कनाडा की सबसे ऊपर लिस्ट में आ गया है. We wholeheartedly thank you so much. जय माता दी.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम रवि सीरू है. आराधना की जो वहाँ बैठी हैं वो और हम एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है कनेडियन हिंदू फाउंडेशन, उसमें काम करते हैं. नॉन प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है और मेन काम है हिंदूज की प्रोफाइल को बढ़ाना और उसका प्रचार करना. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपके लिए, आपने जो काम किया है, इनिशिएटिव लिया है. मेरी रिक्वेस्ट ये होगी, प्लीज बहुत ज़्यादा खुश ना होइए, बहुत काम करना है आगे और ये इज जस्ट अ बिगनिंग. और हम लोग बहुत यहाँ पर हैं जो बहुत उत्सुक हैं काम करने के लिए, लेकिन गाइडेंस नहीं मिल रही है. तो इट विल बी वेरी हेल्पफुल इफ समबडी लाइक यू find time to guide us. There is a lot of energy now. Last few years I've seen कि हिंदुओं में बहुत एनर्जी है, बहुत काम कर रहे हैं. थोड़ी सी डायरेक्शन की आवश्यकता है. तो और अब जबकि आपने इतना महत्वपूर्ण कार्य किया है तो हमारे सामने रोल मॉडल भी है और प्राउड मोमेंट्स भी हैं. तो धन्यवाद.
Representing Naham. Thanks for coming to BC, Western Canada. Although we may not be as many as in numbers compared to Ontario, we are still dynamic, vibrant, and talented Hindu community here. And as you have seen over the last 2 days, there is equal support for the work you do all across Canada.
Thank you.
My name is Tushir Kabila. I'm a volunteer with this Mandir. So welcome.
I am Professor Avtar Singh Virdi from Vision TV and Joy TV, and I have been volunteering with this Mandir wholeheartedly, and I always feel that this is my home. And I'm learning that this month, November month, has been declared by the government as a Hindu Heritage Month. I can't express my happiness in words. And Mr. Arya, I would like when you deliver a speech or share your words, how this occurred to you and how you initiated this. We all would like to learn from you, and we are really very grateful to you and the government and all the efforts done by you and your team. Thank you very much, and I hope we will continue in the same direction for long. Thank you.
Myself Santosh, I'm a small volunteer for Vedic Hindu Cultural Society. We always, every year we celebrate Diwali. From onwards, November is the month for us. And we should say proudly that yes, November is my month and we can celebrate Diwali. Thank you so much for all your efforts. Thank you, Sunodji.
Thank you.
अमरजीत भाजी ठीक है.
मैं अमरजीत जी वॉलंटियर सारी कम्यूनिटी का बहुत थैंक यू. बड़ी खुशी हुई कि ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਵੰਬਰ ਮਹੀਨਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਤੇ ਹੈਰੀਟੇਜ ਮੰਥ ਮਨਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਜੀ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ।
He's a great volunteer and works with many associations, including APP JioTV.
मनीष।
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम मनीष गोयल, मैं वॉलंटियर और ट्रेजरर हूँ मंदिर का। I echo with what Satish ji and Vinay ji have said about the great work you have done, and we would like to see some more work to be done in this direction for the Hindu community at large. Thank you. Thank you, and
my name is Rajesh Mitra. I'm Vice President of this temple. Thank you, Chandra ji, for all your efforts.
I am teacher by profession. यहाँ पे पढ़ाती हूँ इंग्लिश स्कूल में। तो मंदिर के प्रांगण में ये रीडिंग है। यहाँ पर सुबह स्कूल होता है, फिर शाम को हम लोग पार्टीज करते हैं, पार्टी करनी होती है। But I am senior here and in the senior group.
हम लोग सब सीनियर ग्रुप से हैं और we appreciate your efforts.
सूरज।
Thanks and welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Arya. My name is Raj Pura. I just want to do our plans. I'm very proud of this, proud to be in this community. Thank you.
my name is Balbir Syam. Thank you, sir. You're doing a great job for the community. Thank you for that.
And thank you for having done all things. Now we all can say with गर्व से कह सकते हैं हम हिंदू हैं, especially on November month.
नमस्कार चंद्रा जी और संगीता जी, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है शांति निकेतन जो लक्ष्मी नारायण मंदिर का एक हिस्सा है। और मैं सुरेंद्र हांडा, आई लुक आफ्टर ऑल द एक्टिविटीज ऑफ सीनियर्स ईयर अराउंड। हम सभी अपने हिंदुओं के जितने भी त्योहार हैं उनको भी मनाते हैं, कैनेडियन फेस्टिवल्स मनाते हैं। अभी कल ही हम लोग बैंकेट हॉल में क्रिसमस ईव पे इकट्ठे हुए थे और हमारा रेगुलर योगा चलता है एवरी मंडे एवरी थर्सडे and that is going on since 2008. We never stopped. Even during COVID we were doing it online. So I always try to keep seniors active and socially connected. But it is all with the efforts of Mandir's management committee. They are always with me, they stand with me, so that's why we are continuing our job nicely. Thank you.
मेरा नाम आराधना शर्मा है। मैं CHF के साथ mainly volunteer करती हूँ, but there are other organizations as well where I'm ready to volunteer for anything when it comes to the cause of community. And like everybody said, we are so happy, so proud of you. आपने जो हमारे लिए किया है, thank you. अब अच्छा लग रहा है कि कैलेंडर में एक मंथ हमारा भी हो गया और हम उसमें स्पेशली कुछ और करेंगे, सोचेंगे और क्या क्या करना है। तो ये अपॉर्चुनिटी देने के लिए बहुत बहुत थैंक यू।
तो मेरा नाम श्रुति जोशी है और मैं ट्रांसलिंग की स्पोक्स पर्सन हूँ और मीडिया रिलेशंस और इश्यूज मैनेजमेंट भी हैंडल करती हूँ। आई एम अ फ्रेंड ऑफ द मंदिर and a proud Hindu and following my life with the principles of Vasudev Kutumbakam. And I'm really happy कि अब नवंबर में लोगों को सनातन धर्म के principles के बारे में ज़्यादा पता होगा, which is absolutely great because as Vinay ji had earlier said, Hinduism is a religion of peace. It's not even a religion; it's a way of life, as all of us lead it with those principles. So I'm really happy. Thank you.
Namaste, Chandra Arya ji, everybody. Rajesh Acharya. I'm a volunteer with Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangh, HSS, and we have 5 shakhas in BC. All over Canada, we have about 35 chapters. We work with the youth and young families, and also outreach in the community through Dharma awareness campaign. Recently, we have an exhibition about the Hindu civilization, which Honorable Chandra Arya ji launched in the Parliament of Canada, called Darshana. So we need opportunity for that exhibition to especially to show to the mainstream opportunity. So any of you have any suggestions, City Halls, Legislative Assembly or anything like that, you can please contact any of the HSS. Thank you.
Namaste, Rasika Acharya. So I'm representing a few organizations. I'm actually a council member at the temple we met yesterday. It was absolutely a pleasure. I'm also representing Wasan First Nation, which is one of the progressive First Nation governments. It's a self-governing treaty nation. I work there as a manager from Nilani. And I'm representing professional Hindu women in Canada, which is, I think, there are a lot of women who are directly or indirectly involved in the propagation of Hinduism through the next generation, through the kids, through teachings, through their professional work. So I think a great round of applause, big round of applause to all the women who are involved in this. Thank you so much for the launch of the Hindu Heritage Camp, and through all these various organizations, we hope to spread awareness during the month of November going forward. Thank you.
My name is Purushottam Goyal and I am a council member at Vedic Hindu Cultural Society. Welcome you. The way you have handled it. Thank you.
We have a group of people sitting at the back. They just came. Actually, they are putting things together to have a direct flight or a flight to direct flight to Amritsar. हाँ जी. So एक बंदा तो जो introduce कर दे please अपने आप. हाँ जी.
Myself Telus. So and we are a group of NRI Pensioner Association representing Canadian Punjabis. So our concern is that over 1 million people are living here, but the new agreement between India and Canada did not add even a single airport of Punjab. They added Delhi, Bombay, Kolkata, Madras and Bangalore, Hyderabad. But I think nobody will travel to South India. So our concern is that when the non-stop flight is going, it travel over the Amritsar, so it will save time, it will save Delhi traffic problem, Delhi pollution, and there are so many other things. So this is my humble request to Government of India that had Punjab Airport in that list. Thank you.
चंदा जी, इसके बारे में मैं भी कुछ कहना मांगता हूँ, क्योंकि मैंने भी we already write a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and Minister of Air Transportation. I give you a copy of that. तो उसमें क्या कि आपको पता कि जो वैंकूवर एरिया और टोरंटो एरिया में काफ़ी पंजाबी रहते हैं, और वैंकूवर से कोई भी फ्लाइट सीधी नहीं जाती अमृतसर को और चंडीगढ़ को, क्योंकि जब दिल्ली में आप जाते हैं तो आपको कितना टाइम लगता है, 8 घंटे 9 घंटे लग जाते हैं अपने पहुंचने के लिए. जेकर फ्लाइट सीधी अमृतसर को पहले जाती है सिंगापुर एयरलाइन, यूज्ड टू गो सिंगापुर एयरलाइन टू स्टॉप सिंगापुर एंड गो टू अमृतसर, वो भी बंद हो गई. अब देखो कितना जहाँ पर कितने पंजाबी हैं और हिंदू कम्युनिटी भी काफ़ी है, वो सफ़र करती है, काफ़ी सफ़र करती है. और हमारी रिक्वेस्ट है, मैं आपको लेटर मनीष जी लेने के आपको दूंगा मैं. तो हम चाहते हैं कि आप जैसे आप हिंदू हेरिटेज मंथ के लिए कोशिश की थी नवंबर में, तो हम चाहते हैं यू कैन डू समथिंग, क्योंकि जो प्रेशर है जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन मिनिस्टर यहाँ का है उसके ऊपर डाल सकते हो ताकि इंडियन गवर्नमेंट को फोर्स करे वो. तो इसलिए हम चाहते हैं कि जो ग्रुप भी है कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और इसमें ये नहीं कि हम मेरे को अकेले को फ़ायदा है, जो कम्युनिटी यहाँ पर पंजाब से आई हुई है या हरियाणा से आई उसको सबको बेनिफिट होगा. और मैं कहा जी अगर आप कोशिश करेंगे तो आज जैसे आपने हिंदू हेरिटेज मंथ का काम किया है उसी से आपकी और शोभा बढ़ेगी, तो आपके साथ और कम्युनिटी जुड़ेगी. यही मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है. मैं बाकी मरीज जी हैं जो मेरे सेक्रेटरी जो मैंने लेटर सबको लिखा है उसके आपको कॉपी देंगे ताकि आपको पता चल जाएगा कि 2 पेज की कॉपी है और पता चल जाएगा कि उसमें क्या हम क्या डिमांड कर रहे हैं, और मैं अगर आपको प्रोसीड भी कर सकती हूँ. थैंक यू जी.
May I request respected Sangeeta ji, वो भी अपने बारे में थोड़ा सा बताएं.
Namaste. That's okay. I think my voice is loud enough. Namaste. I'm extremely happy to be here. I am Sangeeta Arya, wife of Chandra Arya. Besides that, I'm also a teacher, English as second language instructor with Ottawa Catholic School Board. As I said, it gives me immense pleasure to be here with all of you to share this beautiful moment. Thank you for coming here and thank you for being here.
ठीक है जी, जिस चीज़ का सब इंतज़ार कर रहे थे, आई थिंक दैट टाइम हैज़ कम नाउ. आई वुड लाइक टू, हाँ, आई मीन इन केस मैं किसी, सुनील जी बाद में आए हैं, सॉरी सुनील जी, आप अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस करा दो फिर.
मेरा नाम सुनील मुंजाल है. मैं जब आया तो सज्जन कह रहे थे भी थोड़ा प्राउडली कहते हैं हम हिंदू हैं और ये आपके लिए और प्रमोट कर सकते हैं. बहुत आभारी हैं आपके, आपने हिंदू हेरिटेज मंथ करने में बहुत ज़्यादा योगदान दिया नवंबर के लिए. चलिए जय श्री राम. जय श्री राम. ऐसा मेरे पिताजी भी आए हैं, श्री प्रेम प्रकाश मुंजाल. नमस्कार.
स्वागत है जी. So now I want to take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce the one and only dynamic, energetic and visionary Honorable Chandra Arya.
Namaskar. It's a great pleasure to be here. Unfortunately, my Hindi is not good. I don't speak Punjabi. I'm from Karnataka. So I take issue with my friend when we was talking about things to Amritsar. He mentioned nobody will travel to South India. I know. So there's a growing population of South Indians coming to Canada, especially during the last 5 years. But I take note, the issue about Amritsar is well known to us. A lot of my colleagues, we have talked to Omar Al Gabra, the Canadian Transport Minister. We hope to have some breakthrough between India and Canada. Obviously, from Canada, we are very much interested. Though Air Canada is not a government airline, but I'm sure that Air Canada does know the demand that is there from the Canadians who wants to travel direct to Amritsar. We will continue to make presentations there. Now, before I talk about the Hindu Heritage Month, there are so many organizations around here. I request you all, send me an email with the names of the organization and the contacts, because there are many government programs that you may benefit from. For example, the Canada Summer Jobs, where we give 100% of the salary to the students hired during the summer. Many organizations are not aware of it. They don't apply for it. So please send your contacts so I can keep you posted on the opportunities that are available. There's another new program that we launched. I think it's going to open end of January, where we give funds to charities and not-for-profits so that you can strengthen your own organization. Say from buying some computers or training your volunteers or the board members, things like that. There's a big program. We have put $200 million there. So we want to encourage every single not-for-profit and charity to apply and get benefit of that. Now, as Vinit mentioned, that the number of Hindu Canadians have grown. It has doubled during the last 10 years. We are now around 830,000 Canadians, which is a big number. But we are not very visible. We are a very successful community in terms of education, in terms of our professionalism, in terms of business. Whether you talk about doctors or technology entrepreneurs or real estate businessmen, we have been successful in every field. But we keep a low profile. A typical Hindu Canadian is a person who works hard, who has educated himself well, works hard, goes home, focus on the children, their education. Once in a while go to a temple, not regularly, but once in a while go to a temple and keep a low profile. But in my view, I think it has to change. It has to change that the change has to come from us. Let me give the example of early this year when I spoke about swastika. When there was a bill in the parliament which proposed to ban Nazi symbol of hatred, but calling it swastika, I said, it is time that we Hindus have to speak up. So I got up and spoke, explained the difference between swastika, the Hindu religious sacred symbol, and the Nazi symbol of hatred. After I made the statement, few MPs came to me and said, Chandra, it was your mistake. It is your mistake that you did not educate us. How can we expect them to know what swastika is, what swastika means to Hindu Canadians? So it is our duty to educate Canadians what our faith is, what our heritage is. So it is our duty. So that is one of the things that led to me presenting this motion to declare Hindu Heritage Month. I've been working on that concept for quite some time, for several years, because I organized the first Hindu Heritage Day on the Parliament Hill in 2018. Since then, I wanted to bring it to every single ethnic group. Irish Heritage Month we have, Filipino Heritage Month we have, Sikh Heritage Month we have, Islamic History Month we have. We have so many different heritages that have been recognized, and those months allow us to highlight the contributions of different heritages in our wonderful multicultural country, Canada. So I thought this is time for us to do the same thing for Hindus. Because Hindus, we have over 5,000 years of recorded history. The contribution of Hindu heritage to the mankind is well known for us. It may not be known to many Canadians. So it is also our duty to educate them and to preserve this culture, this heritage for our future generation Hindu Canadians too. So those are the kind of fundamental things that we wanted to highlight during the Hindu Heritage Month. And that is also the month I think we should also recognize the contributions Hindu Canadians have made and continue to make to Canada. Very positive contributions. As I said, we may not be visible, and we need to be more visible. 830,000 Hindu Canadians. How many members of parliament? The same with today morning I had a meeting with the Filipino Canadian community. Filipino Canadians are bigger than Hindu Canadians. Filipino Canadians are 950,000 of them. They have only one member of parliament, that too recently elected. So I told them the same thing. Unless you organize themselves, you bring forward what contributions your community is making, nobody is going to recognize. Nobody is going to bring you to the chair. Here's the chair, come and sit. Nobody is going to offer that. We have to walk up there and take it ourselves. And to walk up there, we need to make effort. We need to make effort as individuals and as a community. So that is one of the things that we can focus on during the Hindu Heritage Month. You know, Hindu heritage, as I said, is 5,000 years old. Because there is no single book or scripture that we follow, it is alive and keep growing. Wherever we go, we adapt ourselves to the land where we settle down in. We share our heritage with the people of the land. We also learn from them. While on the debate on the Hindu heritage motion, there was a question that was asked. So does it mean that Hindu heritage means you only follow Hindu rituals? I said no. As Hindu Canadians, we also follow the local society heritage too. For example, I told them, many Hindu Canadians during the Christmas time, you can go into their home, you can find a Christmas tree. That does not mean we follow Christianity, but we celebrate that as a social custom, a social heritage. So that is how flexible we are. So that is another thing that I highlighted there. And this year, after November was declared as the Hindu Heritage Month, I did raise a flag on the Parliament Hill with Hindu symbol Om, and I called it a new era for Hindu Canadians. Just because we are doing it, it is opening up the opportunities for many people to get associated with us. I'll give one very good example. Leslyn Lewis, the Conservative Member of Parliament, the black conservative member of parliament who became third leading in one of the leadership elections when Andrew Scheer became the leader of the Conservative Party. She got a lot of support from the Christian churches. And she told me her mom came from a practicing Hindu family. And when they raised the flag, when I asked her to speak, she proudly said, my great-grandfather's name was Raghunath. He came from India. So those are the kind of things that opens up when we start talking ourselves. We already have a person of Indian heritage as the Vice President of the United States. We already have a person of Hindu heritage as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, one of the highly coveted posts. As a Kannadiga, I can say that the wife of the Hindu Prime Minister of United Kingdom is a Kannadiga from Bangalore. At the same time, it's very easy to say that we have to organize ourselves, we have to put forward our name into the public service at every level, at the school board trustee level, at the city council level, at the provincial level, at the federal level. However, Hindus, as I said, since we don't follow a single ritual, Diwali is most important to most of us. For us, Yugadi is the most important. That is our new year for us in South India. So each one of us has got a different festival which is more important. We all speak different languages. When we come and get together, it is most of the time we organize ourselves around the language we speak in. So there is a need for us to draw that invisible thread of Hindu heritage that connects us to make it much more stronger so that we can bind ourselves around that. And that will create opportunities for Hindu Canadians to come forward. We have got everything to be proud of. In terms of the education, I think Statistics Canada is going to come out with the profile of various ethnic groups shortly. I hope so, soon. I'm sure when they come out, it's going to show that the Hindu Canadians are one of the most educated ethnic groups in Canada, one of the most economically successful groups in Canada. It is already borne fruit. In April this year, one of the most reputed, respected polling firms, Angus Reid, it surveyed 6 religious faith groups in Canada. Hindus, Sikhs, Jewish, and it identified the Christians into 2 or 3 different groups. One is Catholic and other 2 groups. So they made a survey of 6 religious faith groups in Canada. And that was a massive, massive survey. It's available for anybody to download it. It is worthwhile if you download and read the findings of that survey. That survey showed that what we know, that Hindu Canadians, for us, many of us, the religion is private. We go to temples, but not regularly. We have within our own homes a small place which we may call it a puja room or a puja place, and we practice there. But one very interesting thing that came out in that survey was every faith group was asked about their opinion about the other faith groups. Only 2 faith groups had only positive thing from every single other faith group. One was the Hindu faith, the other was the Jewish faith. So the Canadians already recognize what Hindu, but we need to bring it to the mainstream more. So that is one of the overall major objective. Maybe I will stop here and I will invite questions. Maybe when you ask questions, maybe I will be able to expand on some of the thoughts I may have. If I missed something, you can prod me into answering first, or we can ask others to start.
Sure. Floor is open for questions. If someone has any question, please go ahead. Raise your hand and ask the question, please.
Yeah.
So when we say it's Hindu Heritage Month or Sikh Heritage Month or whatever culture we talk about, what do we do to celebrate it? What do we do to make it more popular amongst people who are not aware about that culture?
Yeah, good question. I should have dealt with that. When we say heritage, we don't mean religious part of the Hinduism. When we say heritage, it is called the invisible or intangible heritage that has been recognized by UNESCO. UNESCO defines, when you say heritage, many times people think if not religious, it must be what we find in an archaeological site or what we find in museums, etc. No. What UNESCO defines as invisible or intangible heritage is the knowledge or the practices that go from generation to generation, many times unrecorded. So that includes the oral traditions like the songs, the storytelling, what we call as kathas and puranas, the storytelling, the songs, those also a part of the Hindu heritage. Or the performing arts like the dances, whether Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi or Kathakali, things like that. That's also mostly passed from generation. There is no written description of how a Bharatanatyam has to be danced. It can go from one guru to the disciple and carry on from generation to generation. So it can be traditional knowledge, it can be traditional medicine, or it can be traditional, earlier days we used to have traditional navigation systems, or it can be artifacts, the jewelry, many times how a stone works or metal works, how it is designed is many times not written. It goes from one artist to the other. So those are the kind of things that we can highlight. And more importantly, instead of highlighting amongst ourselves, we can take that opportunity of the month to highlight to other Canadians. It is already happening, not in a big way. In Ottawa, 11 years back, a good friend of mine started the Great India Festival. His idea was to bring the performing arts of the Indian heritage to the masses here. It was very difficult for him initially, 2-3 years, personally very difficult. But over a period of 11 years, it has gone so well. Now 40,000 to 50,000 people come in a small place like Ottawa and attend and watch the beautiful performances of the Indian heritage there. So those are the kind of things that can be organized. It can be organized any month. We don't have to wait for November. But because the government has proclaimed that as the Hindu Heritage Month, that will allow us to focus all these things in a particular month. And we can also start and start educating the school boards on what Hindu heritage is. The Hindu Federation, I think, is a group of Hindu temples led by Pandit Roopnath Sharma, who now they are developing a booklet that can be distributed to various schools. Talking about that, every place I go, I always mention, when we say Hindu Canadians, we have come from every single country of South Asia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India. We have come from several countries in Africa, Mauritius, South Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Caribbean islands, Guyana, Trinidad, from Fiji Islands. We have come from so many different countries. In fact, when I have traveled to Guyana and Trinidad, I noticed that the Hindus there have maintained much more traditional way of the Hindu. They follow much more traditional, authentic way of Hinduism than many of us from India. And we speak so many languages. Though Hindi and Punjabi is dominant here, we speak many languages. So let us not assume that the Hinduism and Hindi are synonyms, because out of 830,000, close to 300,000 are non-Hindi speaking Hindu Canadians. We need to make sure that they too are part of the Hindu culture here. And because when I talked about Pandit Roopnath Sharma, that's what reminded me. He's from Trinidad. In fact, some of the well-known Hindu scholars I know are from the Caribbean islands. The cardiologist in Children's Hospital in Ottawa, Dr. Nanadevo Maharaj is a cardiologist, and he's one of the most learned Sanskrit and Hindu scholar I know. One of the oldest mandirs in Toronto, the Vishnu Mandir, is again another cardiologist, Dr. Dubey, who set up that mandir quite long time back. Yeah.
Any other question?
Chandraji, we have been seeing some of our symbols, Hindu, like Om, swastika symbol, some of the pictures of our goddess and goddesses being depicted, some of the promotional materials, some of the movies, some of the websites. We have We had few incidents here in BC as well. Is there any way we can somehow put something in forward that those symbols cannot somehow be used in those kind of materials, or something can be done in that regard? Just a question.
No, I understand. It is painful to see when our symbols and the pictures of our gods and goddesses are misused. See, this is, as I said, democracy is the best way of life. But there are some shortcomings in democracy. That is the right, the freedom to express one's own views. However, where to draw the line is a big question mark. On many things, it's very difficult to draw a line that divides the right and the wrong. It's always a gray area. And to define a gray area is very difficult. So my suggestion is not to go through the legislative solution to that, but it should be the education and active involvement of the community aspect. Recently, there was a picture of goddess Durga smoking marijuana on the streets. Obviously, people were upset. I said it was painful to see that. The words I used was, it was painful to see this being done. And in the same tweet, I also thanked the Ismaili Center, Aga Khan Foundation, who apologized for having that. But the number of attacks on me for criticizing that was a big eye-opener. People, the anti-Hindu groups, which have become very vocal, very organized, they raised a big issue out of it, and they started a petition telling Prime Minister Trudeau he should kick Chandra out of Liberal Party. Because I criticized, I just said it's painful to see the goddess picture being shown as. So these are the challenges that will continue. There's no easy solution. But for the first time, I'm seeing that during the recent years that the Hindu community are not hesitant to speak up. We are not violent. We will never promote violence. But at the same time, we should not hesitate to speak up and make our views known. That's the only solution.
I have had a very academic background. Some of the things that I currently hear from friends within universities who are professors is that they make efforts of fully funded fellowships to, say, students from Madras, IIT Bombay or IIT Bangalore, and they are waiting for 6 to 8 months to get a student visa. And their chief concern is that the types of degrees the students are applying are not prioritized in the student visa pool. And and also there are no speedy processing available in, say, Mumbai, Bangalore, or Chennai and Hyderabad, where there is large concentration of quality institutes. The trade investments from Canada is also the top destinations are Bangalore, Mumbai. So in recent announcement, the Government of Canada announced that they are enhancing visa processing capacity in New Delhi and Chandigarh. So this is very different from, say, countries like USA, who are tapping resources and skill sets where they are available. How does it, we know that there are a lot of students coming in, but it looks like there is not a good way of characterizing the types of degrees for which people are coming with fully funded fellowships as opposed to people who are coming to community colleges. What is the motivation behind this processing capacity of visa officers within India?
I have to slightly disagree on what you say, because let's speak the real numbers here. International students are big in Canada, very big in Canada. Just to give a comparison for the people who may not know, Canada is rich in oil, gas, minerals, metals, etc., right? Outside of that sector, the biggest sector is the automobile manufacturing sector. Canada, US, Mexico, we have got integrated automobile manufacturing sector. That sector contributes $20 billion to Canadian economy. international students contribute $21 billion to Canadian economy. It is bigger than that. That's number one. Number two, you talked about visa delays from India. 40% of international students are from India. Remaining 100 countries have to share the remaining 60%. 40% real numbers students are coming from India. If some people want to say that let's make it 60% or 100%, please don't go there. Then we'll start hearing the backlash from Canada that you are favoring only India. So India is one of the first countries where we introduce student direct stream, where the processing of the application was done in 6 weeks. Does that mean that there are no rejections, no delays? Yes, there are rejections, there are delays. But if you talk to the immigration department, they have always exceeded the quota that we informally fixed to India. You talk about the professional courses. I can tell you in Carleton University, there are engineering master degree program where why close to 100%, some of them are international students alone. It is not just the colleges where the students are coming from. A lot of professional degree. If you go to at least 2 universities I know are Ottawa University and Carleton University. If you look their master's degree programs in engineering, most of them are international students and bulk of them are from India. So my thing, is it working? Working, yes. The problem where we are seeing is number of people wants to come has gone much beyond the demand. I mean, much more than what we can accommodate. If we can accommodate 100 students from India, if last year only 150 applications were there, this year for the same 100 positions, there are 300 applications. So sometimes delay occurs, sometimes rejection occurs. That there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Sir, as my elder brother, Mr. Singh, told that our direct flights from Vancouver or Toronto to Amritsar should be going. I have traveled directly from to Amritsar from here. Why that was cancelled or so, now that is a diplomatic or for some reason. So, as far as I know, most people from volunteers or from the committee over here, they are from Punjab. And if we go directly to Amritsar, that will save lots of...
Absolutely, I agree with you. And not only I agree, even our minister is aware of that. Yes. Because we have got almost 20 Indo-Canadian MPs. Every one of them have pressed on that. So there may be some issues that I am not personally aware of. I think if it is government to government, both governments are required to be part of it. So one thing I can tell you is that the government is aware. Whatever possible solution that can be made will be made. And it also makes this business sense for us. Because we want Canadians to have comfortable journey without the wastage of time. Many times, a lot of working Canadians, they go there only for 2 weeks. If they had to spend 2 days for travel back and forth, it is a very unproductive use of time. So we are aware of it. I'm sure our government is working on it. And trust me, not just from Vancouver. If you talk to my colleagues from Brampton and GTA, oh my God, they are much more into it than anybody else. I know we are aware of it. Yes.
Sir, contribution to Mr. Taylor's question, like symbols of goddesses of Hindu and other. Sir, even in India, we have not been able to stop the firecracker makers to put the symbols of Lakshmi and goddess Ganesha or other. And the next day we see that all those disrespect that those are fallen on the ground and people are walking over there. So those firecrackers should be made like there should be no goddess symbols or any Hindu symbols or any Sikh symbols or any religious symbols to avoid any kind of disputes.
I don't know about that, but I'm sure if it's happening in India, you said?
This is for a committee, the Hindu Mandir committee.
I see.
Requesting that no goddess or no religious symbol should be disrespected in any way.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. See, that's the beauty of Canada. Canada, we respect every single religious faith groups, every single practices, religious practices. And I'm not aware of it, and I don't know the firecrackers here, but if it is happening in India, I'm sure that the government of India will take whatever steps that is required.
I would sort of put some pressure that those kind of
We'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah.
should be avoided. There shouldn't be
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Last question, then we'll have the presentation. Hanji. There is 2 questions. Okay.
I'm part of a non-profit organization called Canadian Hindu Foundation, and our main focus is to highlight the profile of Hindus by interacting with mainstream. One of the things, I'm just making a comment and hoping you to comment on that. What I have observed is very often when we do something good also, we shy away from emphasizing that this has been done by Hindus. Not only that, many of my own colleagues and Hindus, they say, no, this is not good. Do not highlight Hindus. We are secular, this is a secular country and all that. I'll give you a very real example. There was a big flood a few months ago, 5-6 months ago, and everybody, including Hindus, did a marvelous job. I remember this temple did a lot of collection of funds as well as food items. We did something in Burnaby also, and there was a gentleman also who was leading one of our very important Hindu organizations. And we did wonderful job, except that nobody knew that it was done by Hindus.
No, you're right about.
And he went from radio station to radio station to radio station saying all that. And I had a brief conversation with him. Very learned man, he's an educated man. And they said, no, we are living in Canada. We cannot do it. It was kind of very apologetic. We should not be communal. The point I'm trying to understand is, why is that we are so afraid of highlighting?
See, it's very simple. You raised a very important point. Because generally speaking, we are very low profile people. In fact, in this very table, last time when I came, one of the very elderly gentlemen said, in half Hindi, half Punjabi, but I could understand what exactly he was saying. He said, all these years, call me a donkey, but don't call me a Hindu. But now I can proudly call myself a Hindu. So many a times, unless you say what you're doing, people will not know it. I think we should have no hesitation. I know a lot of excellent work done by temples like Lakshmi Narayan Mandir here and other places there too. Personally, in Ottawa, I know my good friends, Dr. Jindal, who has donated money for the Jindal Kidney Care Center in Ottawa Hospital. Another very good friend of mine, Subhash Bhargava, has given money for Bhargava Neuroscience Clinic. Except for the small circle of their friends, even the Hindu community people don't know that we have got great philanthropists there. So that is something we have to imbibe ourselves in. We have to practice ourselves. We have to encourage. If he does anything good, he may not say it, but let us say, Vinay has done this. So let us use every single opportunity. I tell the same to the youngsters too. I tell my own son, unless you say what you are, people will not know who you are. If you go to a room of 100 people, you'll just be one amongst 100 till you speak up and state what you are. Otherwise, you'll just a faceless person in the crowd. So, number one, tell what you do, what your organization does. If you feel shy of doing it, I request the friends of that person or the friends of that organization to tell what that person has done, what that organization has done. I have seen, as a member of parliament, I've seen so many different communities, organizations. They do, but the first thing they make sure that everybody knows what they did. Our people, many times, they do double, triple than that. Nobody knows what they did. So let us make it a practice to recognize the other organizations, other individuals who are doing that. Let's make it a practice. Yeah.
Thank you.
My name is Gurbakh Singh. I live in Surrey. First of all, welcome to Surrey and thank you very much for doing all the great work on behalf of all of us. My concern is similar about a flight to Amritsar. If you look at the total South Asian population living in Canada, probably over 60% of them are from Punjab or Haryana. And it's not based on whether we are Sikhs or Hindus, it's based on humanity. And every one of those persons would like to travel to Amritsar because we can go back to it. I don't agree when you say, yes, Air Canada is a private airline, but Air Canada also gets lots of money from Government of Canada. During the COVID, Government of Canada gave them billions of dollars, and I'm sure you can wrestle your arm and say, this is what needs to be done, this is my country, this is my people, this is what we want.
As I said, we want Canadians to have a productive way to travel to Amritsar. If the solution was so simple, trust me, our Transport Minister, Omar Al Gabra, is a good guy, great guy. He would have got it done. What is the reason why it is not happening? I am not personally aware. Whether it's government-to-government deal needs to be done or it's a private sector airlines needs to be done, I have no idea. But if it can be done in one go, trust me, it would have got done. That much I know. Because the government, the federal government, the Liberal Party MPs are all unanimous. There is no one MP or one minister that don't want to have a direct flight to Amritsar. Most of the issues will always have one or the other person saying no. But this issue, I can tell you, there's nobody saying no. Everybody is saying yes. Yeah.
I think one of the things is we live in the most beautiful country in the world, which welcome each and every one of us, regardless of our faith, regardless of how we dress, regardless of what language we speak. And I think we need to convey the same message to our government in India, that people of Punjab and people living in the south, so in the north, need to be recognized. They have a very reasonable concern. Government of Canada need to pressure them, and we as Sikhs and Hindus also need to tell our government, this is a very legit thing, and we need to.
Oh, trust me, not only you have told, it has already been listened, they are aware. Many times, many issues we talk about the government, we have to remind them. This is one particular issue, even without us reminding, the Transport Minister is personally aware because he is from Mississauga. Okay, the Transport Minister is from Mississauga, Brampton, etc. In fact, the airport is in his riding. So you can imagine the amount of pressure he is under in. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
As a Liberal Member of Parliament, we want you to carry on. As I said, we want to make sure this country remains to be a country for all of us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we will want to wrap up soon. So if there is really a question you want to ask, please.
My question is regarding the security of Hindus in general in Canada, and it could expand a little bit further to national security, because Canada, as you know, has been the most tolerant country, accepting anybody, everybody, right? Refugees, immigrants. America has smartened up after 9/11. When is Canada going to actually smarten up and make sure that the peace and the unity and what exists among the current residents who've been here for many, many years and have contributed?
Listen, Canada is the most secure country for people of every single religious faith. So it continues, it was so, it is so, it will continue to be so. But also recognize every society in the world, every country in the world will have a small, tiny fraction of people who are negative, who are criminals. There is no perfect, 100% perfect society. When it comes to security, obviously I get attacked from what I say, what I do, etc. I mean, so far there has no been, except for a small incident, not a physical attack so much. So it is part of the system. Unfortunately, it's part of the democratic system. Show me one country in the world which is more secure than Canada. In Canada, people of different religious faiths have been attacked. Our Muslims, brothers and sisters, have been killed in London, Ontario, just because they happen to be Muslims. Women have been killed because somebody did not believe in the equal rights for women, the politics shootings that happened. The Jewish faith, almost every single time they get attacked by anti-Semitics. So, when the visibility goes high, that is happening to the Hindu community, it is natural that there will be people who are unhappy about the increasing visibility. With the increasing visibility comes a lot of attention, sometimes negative attention. That I can tell you, personally, I can tell you. 7 years I was a member of parliament, 6 years I was not speaking much on Hinduism. This year I've been speaking much, so I started getting a lot of, let me diplomatically put it, sort of a lot of negative attention I started getting. So that is sometimes is a measure of success, you say, but physical security in Canada is still the best. There has been challenges in the Canada in the past. I'm not saying that. We are not a perfect country. That's what Prime Minister Trudeau always says. We are the best country in the world, or probably one of the best country in the world, but we are not a perfect country. The recognition that we are not perfect itself will lead us to take measures to make ourselves perfect. The perfection is a goal that we may not be able to reach, but at least we'll strive to move towards that perfection. That's all I can say.
Personally, कर लेना आप question बाद में.
Question is सिर्फ एक छोटा सा.
Okay, please.
Just a small point.
Please.
When you mentioned the languages and how we are so wide, and Hinduism is such a wide religion across the continents, and we don't speak a language, I just want to say, if I may say, Lord Hanuman was a Kannadiga. He was born in Karnataka. His Hanuman Chalisa was written by Tulsidas, who wrote it in Awadhi. Hanumanji was a Bhakt of Ram. Ram was born in Ayodhya and North. So that's an orange thread that binds us all together. Even if we just consider India, right? Lord Krishna was born in Mathura, but he's worshipped widely in the South. So there's an orange thread. Let's hold on to it. That's our heritage. And language should not become a problem for anyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, 100% right. That's what I say, that the heritage is the invisible thread that binds all of us. Let's try to strengthen it further.
Okay, the last question by Rajesh ji, and then we'll start.
So regarding Hindu Heritage Month, you mentioned that it is going to be every year now, once it's set every year. I want to know, will the government, there are various organizations that will be doing something for Hindu heritage awareness and things like that. Will there be special grants? And second part of the question is, will the government be asking a report of, we declared it as Hindu Heritage Month, what have you been doing about it?
No, government does not ask for a report, and government does not celebrate, which is a good thing, because we don't want government to get involved in different heritages. Then the challenge will start that, oh my God, you did this heritage big way, you did not do equally big. We want government to be out of it. So the government will not grant special funding for the heritage. However, the government always funds different cultural events, different cultural programs. As I said, personally, I'm aware of the Great India Festival that is being done in Ottawa. Now, the federal government also started giving some funding. That funding is available irrespective of what culture, what heritage you are. But if somebody asks me that the government should do something, I said, no, I am not for it. I want government to be away from our heritage, our culture, and allow us to highlight, celebrate, and do whatever we think is right.
I'm really thankful to all of you for your time and coming over today in a working day during the week. This is very important get together, and we need to get together again and again in this kind of get together. It is not just about the Hindu community, this is about the Canada, the diverse culture, the fabric that we have in Canada, and we are part of that. You know, we used to fight, my brothers and sisters all together in our house in India, that my brother has got more than me. Then I used to say, I am the equally partner in this food, so I should get my, you know, whatever my bite is. So same thing here. As a Hindu Canadian, we are part of Canada. And whatever our duties are, I think we are doing our duties. Now when it comes to our rights, we should get it. And Government of Canada has to listen to us, and they are listening to us. That's why they have declared November as Hindu Heritage Month.
Honored to be speaking with MP Chandra Arya ji. Welcome.
Namaste ji, it's very nice to be here.
So I'm very, very happy, and congratulations to all of the Hindu community as well as all of the community, because I'm hearing that, you're making things happen, especially with Heritage Month, November being Hindu Heritage Month, as well as everybody here has been talking about how they want a direct flight from Canada to Amritsar. I know that the focus was, Hindu Heritage Month, but it turned to flights and how people want to get back to their loved ones in India. So speak a bit about what you've done for the Hindu community, which is a big victory for all of us.
One is the Hindu community has grown tremendously during the last 10 years. The population has doubled to 830,000 totally. Hindus communities have come to Canada from different parts of all countries in South Asia, different countries in Africa, Caribbean, etc. So the contribution of the Hindu Canadians is very well known. I mean, highly educated community, economically successful community, and the contribution of Hindu heritage to the mankind is also known. But it is our duty to bring it to the knowledge of all Canadians. That's why the Hindu Heritage Month is becoming important, not only to recognize but also to preserve for us and for the future generation of Hindu Canadians. That's the reason why we brought in Hindu Heritage Month.
One thing I absolutely enjoyed hearing about was the fact that it's not religious specific. It is actually culturally specific. The songs, the food, tying that orange thread to make everybody aware that Hindu people are not just from India. They're from around the world.
Absolutely. Hindu Heritage Month has got nothing to do with the religion. It is what UNESCO defines as the invisible and intangible heritage. It can be from performing arts or the oral arts or the traditional cuisine, traditional medicine, or the arts and crafts. So these are the kind of things that we can is considered under the heritage, and that's what we want to highlight.
One last thing I wanted to say was you talked about how, the quote was something in a different language, but it was something about, rather than be Hindu, call me a donkey, but don't call me Hindu. That resonated with me because we've come a long way, in the times when even when I was little, being called Hindu was supposed to be an insult, but now you can stand and say, I am Hindu. We've come a long way thanks to your,
No, Hindus have been always kept low profile. We do our work, we come back home, we focus on our children's education, and we keep a low profile. Once in a while we go to temples. But now we have started realizing that we need to educate others what we are, and that is the reason why we want to promote Hindu heritage.
It's a very proud day for all of us. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you. And the last thing about Amritsar, everybody always reminds me about Amritsar. My riding association president, Nepean Liberal Federalist President, is from Amritsar, Kanwar Hazra. So I never forget about Amritsar anytime.
Very good. And one last thing, if you can look right in that camera and wish our viewers a happy Hindu Heritage Month.
I wish you all a very happy Hindu Heritage Month. Please use this month as an occasion to highlight the contribution of Hindu heritage to the mankind and to recognize the contribution of Hindu Canadians to socio-economic development of our wonderful country, Canada, and for strengthening our rich multicultural fabric. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As you can see behind me, everybody is very excited because MP Chandra Arya has declared with the government that November is Hindu Heritage Month, and it is a big win for the Hindu community who feels that they've been, marginalized. And it is wonderful that they've come with ideas to get to the government. One of those ideas being that they want to have a direct flight right to Amritsar, talking on behalf of all Indians, not just the Hindu community, but all Indians, so that we can go direct from Canada Canada right to Amritsar and not have to go through Delhi because there's pollution, there is too much vehicles there and a lot of traffic, and they're just saying it'd be much better for all of us to be able to get right to Amritsar. So I'm hoping that you enjoyed today's program, and this is a big thing for all of the Hindu community, so congratulations to all of our Hindus brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for watching. I'm your host, Sonia West. We'll see you again soon.